Hi, my name is Przemek Chojecki and this episode is about arXiv. So arXiv is the main repository for scientific papers and basically it covers all domains like physics, computer science, mathematics, recently also biology, finance, statistics. Uh, so it's really great if you're into more theoretical oriented research because everyone is publishing here. So when I had a career in mathematics, when I actually was in academia, all of my colleagues and myself, we were publishing papers on arXiv first, and only then we send it to journals. So why did it work like that? Because basically you want to have other colleagues have a look before you submit to another paper, and arXiv is great for actually making an announcement that you have completed your work, that you have proved something, and you want others to have a look. So normally when you do research, the first thing is you send drafts to the colleagues which are the most concerned, because probably you cite the papers or you develop their work, and then you publish that thing on arXiv after preliminary discussions, and you send it to the bigger masses, to other colleagues who might be interested in seeing the paper and reading that. So this is a great repository also to get to know what's actually trending, what people are writing their papers about, what's important, what's not. It's really great. So if you're into machine learning, because we're talking about machine learning and data science here, then you probably have to go down to computer science, and there are a couple of things you might be interested in. In general, if you go for machine learning, here we go, you'll find the papers just from the last day. So this is Wednesday because I guess they didn't work through the Christmas, and you just find all the papers, all the recent papers that were published on arXiv. So publishing our arXiv is completely free. It takes just one day because you just submit it, but you have to have someone who will recommend you in the first place to put up the work. So that someone has to already publish the paper on arXiv. So thanks to that system, actually, you avoid having random people just publishing whatever they think might be interesting, but you really have researchers type of people who are putting up their work, and it's really great for that. So yeah, and you have this whole repository. Let's go for like one of the papers, yeah, here. So learning to combat compounding, for example. If you click on that, you will be directed to the summary, and then you will have a PDF file to download to have a look at that. Uh, so that's really great because you can already see the paper with everything, with each detail. Yeah, downloading is somehow slow. Okay, here we are. That's the paper. And then if you go back to this, you can basically see what those authors are publishing as well. So I just click on the name, and automatically arXiv is searching for papers by the same author. Sometimes it doesn't work well because if you have a popular surname, it's basically surname and the first initial of your name, which means that, for example, for Xiao Qi, that's probably a lot of people who are not him, and there are other guys. But if we are to find like the name who's more probably unique, then we'll get to have papers by Dale, and we'll be able to see his old papers in here. So that's a great tool for that. The repository is hosted by Cornell University, and they try to overview it at least a little bit, but it's mostly non-profit, and there are thousands and thousands of papers appearing every single day, which means you can't really police everything. So all of the, for example, fake proof of Riemann hypothesis were here on arXiv. That's a great way to show what you did, what you think is important. But this is not a peer-reviewed journal as it is. It is just a repository of papers, which means you still have to publish your paper somewhere else. arXiv is really great for accessing early view, early stage research before it's being published, and that's why all the researchers are actually using it, because you want to know what's going on within your domain, and probably almost everyone is publishing that and looking through. When you're doing a PhD, for example, you really want to go on arXiv and see every kind of a keyword that might be important to your work before actually starting your research, because you want to just to know all the literature that is there. Of course, arXiv is not perfect, you won't find everything, but most of the stuff is there. And the great thing is that it's totally free. You can just browse it, look for something interesting and read it. Thank you for watching this episode. Please subscribe to my channel and see you in the next episode.